All right, welcome back to the Fam Fantasy. This is the Week 12 predictions and the Week 11 recap. I've obviously skipped some weeks here, but I had a request from somebody who was just watching me get wet the other day in Costco. And so they're like, hey, man, you should make these videos because you're always, watch this. Look at that. Get wet, get wet. I don't want to mess up the video, but I am curious as if did I just get wet? Yeah. Turns out I'm as good as I thought I was. Yeah, that was very similar to me at Costco. Getting wet the other day. All kinds of getting wet. So I did it again. It's not that big a deal. That's what I do. Shake them up like this. And it's basketball season. Speaking of basketball, the guy I played this week, Jaden Savis. I forget on this one. We're protecting the Utes. So, but this one's not a Ute. So Patrick Doherty. This is Big Pat. Jaden Savis. He's 4-7 on the year. Came up against a buzzsaw this week. Played Tatanka Blanco. Just from memory to refresh everybody, Tatanka Blanco, probably the best player in the league. I'm guessing. Anyway, so 116.3 to 107. Really pulled it out. I mean, I had it in the bag the whole time. Jaden Savis was all excited, thinking maybe he had a shot. Came into the last night. We all knew he wasn't going to get it, but, you know, at least it gave him some hope, and it made the week fun. At least he didn't get blown out, which, you know, it usually happens when you come up against a buzzsaw like Tatanka Blanco. So moving on, also this week, T-Law's Little Pits versus Diddy's Disciples. So Diddy's Disciples, listen, I just letting you know, Diddy's Disciples, he's 7-4. He took a loss this week. I mean, this could be shaping up here at 7-4. Kind of dropped him down. T-Law's Little Pits pulled it out. He's at 6-5 on the year. He won 112 to 84. Excuse me, 112. I'm not doing the points, guys. I'm just not. 113 to 90. That was the score. And T-Law's Little Pits, you know, coming in strong, coming in real strong. He was strong on that one. Get wet. That's what I do. So you did. Also, got wet this week. Good for you, T-Law's Little Pits. Tyreke Blinders versus CD's Nuts. Tyreke Blinders. Seth coming in hard. 4-7, 10th overall versus CD Nuts, 8th overall, 5-6. I believe I destroyed him last week. CD's Nuts won 122 to 93. This was just an epic battle back and forth. You know, these two teams here are known to really put up points, and you guys really put them up. Well, actually, CD's Nuts had a pretty good week, and Tyreke Blinders, you had an okay week. You were the second worst in scoring this week. Not a shocker there. Pack full of love at 7-4 this week versus My Diggs Hurt. He's 5-6. And you know, LD, you're not that good. You're 9th overall, but 4th overall for Pack full of love with a win 106 to 81 this week. He's a Packers fan, and that's why he goes with Jordan Love, which, by the way, Jordan Love did score 20 points this week. It was over his projection, but, you know, I don't know where he's going to stand. We'll see. There's a thing that I do called the power rankings this week, and we'll get to it. The power rankings this week may not be far off of what is already projected by ESPN, but you never know. Some of these big-time wins and losses may boost you up. So could be the same this week. We'll just look at it. I don't make the power rankings. They come in from various sources all over the country, and Pack full of love, they know you. They know you, man. Like, look at this. What are you doing? Get wet. And you actually personally saw me get wet in Costco several times. You know, when you got it, you got it. Not everybody's got it, but I somehow do. And so, oh, by the way, I don't know, the TV's on right now. And in case you wondered, nobody actually wondered. I should probably turn it down. That probably affected about half the video. Sorry. I was going to be at that game, but it turned out it started at 8:30 because it was on TNT, and so I wasn't going to be that late, and I got a class in the morning. That's really the only reason I didn't go. So pack full of, there you are, LaPorta Potty, oh, God, versus Pain in the Bass. This is actually amazing. LaPorta Potty scored 128 points this week. LaPorta Potty scored he was top 4 in scoring in the league. Would have beat over half the league. But unfortunately, he played. He's not even the man of the household this week. He's not. Pain in the Bass pulled it out over LaPorta Potty, 132 to 128. I'm sure he probably thought he had a shot. Patrick Mahomes having 15 points for LaPorta Potty probably put him in the dumps. Jonathan Taylor scoring 10 less points than he was supposed to. Kyron Williams scoring 10 less points than he been at 128 this week. You probably should have scored. Even though you had a player step up, Jonnu Smith, yeah, look at that guy, shocker. And Chris Boswell, you had 2 players with just astronomical totals, but Chris Boswell is the number 1 fantasy kicker this year. Anyway, Pain in the Bass pulled it out. I mean, this guy's just stellar. He's just a stellar player that you're going to have to deal with. He's 6-5 on the year. Doesn't sound like a good record, but he does have a squad that can put up points any week. And then this week, the 2 highest scores just so happen to play each other. So, unfortunately for Murray Magic, now has 2 losses because one guy scored a high on the week. And the other loss, was to yours truly, to Tunka Bunko, because I'm pretty good at fantasy. Murray Magic, M squared, he sucked. I beat him a lot. M squared stands for Mickey Mouse because your team's a Mickey Mouse League. Mickey Mouse Horseshit League. That's Murray Magic. You just lost 2, so sorry about that. Sorry about your luck. Big Decker's coming in at 5 and 6. Those are your last weeks. So let me just jump on over here and see where we're at for this up and coming week. And Tatanka Blanco, let's see if I can just do matchups here. All right, so we're going to move to the matchups, assuming it pulls up sometime this week. Here we go. So Tatanka Blanco this week plays Tyreek Blinders. Tyreek Blinders, Seth, he's not knowing what to do about this. He's projected to lose 108 to 92 already. He's already got his feelings hurt. But listen, I tell you what, big guy, get your head up, get your mind right. Things aren't over. It's not like you're LaPorta Potty. This guy has 1 win on the season. It's not good. I don't even know how you. I got wet without looking a little tiny coffee thing, and it went in there. I'm getting wet. Always getting wet. That's what happens. I've been to the Mecca. I've been to North Carolina. I've been to the Tar Heel Dean Smith Arena. Always getting wet there. So, that's where we're at. So Tatanka Blanco, I'm opposite of you. You're 4 and 7. It turns out I got 7 wins because I'm pretty good. And you're going to lose again this week. And I had that 108 to 92. No, I don't think you got it. I think I win this one by a shit ton. So sorry about your luck this week. Jude Law's Little Pits, T-Law's Little Pits versus Jaden Savis. Scott Hager, T-Law, you're 6 and 5. You played Jaden Savis. He did lose last week because he came up against a buzzsaw. In theory, if he'd played anybody else, maybe he would have had a better record. He'd been 5 and 6. Still not good. This projection though, Jaden Savis is 101 to 76 versus T-Law. The projection is really lopsided for you. But I tell you what, is there any buys? Oh, Devontae Adams and Mike Gesicki. I don't even know how to say his name because the guy sucks so bad. Once you plug those, oh my. Hey, listen, I don't want to hurt your feelings. You got a Garrett Wilson buy, Jamar Chase buy. Oh, you got 3 buys, T-Laws. This game's actually going to be close, and I'm actually going to take T-Law's Little Pits on this. Jaden Savis, I think you lose again just based on what I saw. As long as you guys can plug and play the proper people, T-Law's Little Pits, you're going to win this one by 5. Join the winning club, you know what I mean? Join Tatanka in the winners group, in the winners circle. So Diddy's Disciples 7 and 4 versus Pack Full of Love 7 and 4. We're going to go ahead and call this the game of the week because that's what it is. 7 and 4 matchup. I believe those are the best records, tied for second for the best records. Because of course Murray Magic M squared, he's number 1 as far as record wise. Now power rankings, is he going to be number 1? I don't know. Seems like he lost this week. That's not good for the power rankings. So anyway, Diddy's Disciples versus Pack Full of Love. The projection is 108. It's basically 108 to 93. Diddy's Disciples is projected to win this thing. Baker Mayfield, you got Mike Evans coming back. That's going to be a big thing for him. But you also have DeAndre Hopkins, though he went off a couple weeks ago. I don't know, just probably a fluke thing. Nick Chubb, his leg fell off last year, so he's not back to normal. He's still got potential, but once again, they had to sew it back on, so he had a full leg. Tyler Algier is on bye week, packed full of love. Yeah, that's the worst guy you could have in your lineup. Do you not? James Cook's on bye. Jordan Mason. Okay, well, I see what you did. You had nobody else there probably. But anyway, sorry for rambling. Game of the week. I'm actually going to take Diddy's Disciples on this, and I don't know why, because packed full of love, man, you got it. Packed forever. You love the Packers. You love Jordan Love. Here's what sucks about being a fan of a team that drafts a high draft pick quarterback. Initially, you're excited, but when he's not really the truth, I mean, he's out there and he's not. He might be in the top 15, but he's just, you should draft somebody else. I wouldn't hinge my team on him. Anyway, pack full of love. You lose this one. CD's nuts versus LaPorta Potty. CD's nuts in real life. He's talking about, CD Lamb, poor CD Lamb, and he's on your team. You got nobody to throw him the ball. Cooper Rush, Gordon Rush. I don't even know his name. Is it Cooper Rush or Gordon Rush? Whatever it is, it's not good. It's not a good look. I don't know who's going to throw CD Lamb the ball. Not a guy you don't know. So, sorry about your luck on that one. But you are projected to win 115 to 111 versus LaPorta Potty. And honestly, it's sad that LaPorta Potty is 1-10 because you have a roster that could explode. You could score the roster I'm looking at. You could score 160 points every week. So I don't know if you're not plugging in the right guys. I don't know, because your roster looks unbelievable. And I tell you what, CD's nuts. No offense. I know that you're 5-6, and I know that you're playing the worst guy in the league. But I think he beat you this week. I'm taking LaPorta Potty by 5. And now we have my Diggs Hurt versus a Big Decker. So this is a 5-6 matchup. Not quite as exciting, but my Diggs is projected at 99. Big Decker currently is 65. Let me just run through here really fast. Don't see any buys there. Joe Burrow, Breece Hall, Chase Brown. Oh, okay. All right. Well, I get it now. My Decker just scored 100 more points than he's projected this week. Actually, 101 more, I believe. So, you got to plug in some guys there. Just looking at your roster, I don't see any quarterbacks, and I don't see anybody that's going to be a difference maker. This is going to be crazy. You're 5-6. You just annihilated people last week. You're going to lose this week by about 10. My Diggs Hurt has this one. Pain in the Bass and Murray Magic. Now this one, crazy. Pain in the Bass just scored lots of points last week. Just squeaked one out there at the end, but he's coming in at 6-5. Murray Magic's 9-2, best record in the league. One of those losses, he came up in a buzzsaw. To be perfectly honest, he should have been undefeated had he never had to play Tatanka Blanco, but he did. So he took a loss pretty early. But so he's at 9-2 on the season. Projections 117 for Murray Magic to Pain in the Bass at 100. Actually 118 to 100. And, just looking through here, Murray Magic has a squad. Nakua's back. Flip side of that, Pain in the Bass, Alvin Kamara, he's on a bye. And you do have Chuba Hubbard, but, he sucks. He's from Canada, and we all know people from Canada suck. So, it's what it is, guys. Murray Magic, you're going to win another one this week. You're going to retain that. You're going to get back onto the wins, but remember the power rankings that's about to come. I don't make the totals up. It's not far off of what it currently is. It just depends on who wins and loses this week. So let me jump over here and we'll do our power rankings and I'll get out of here. So power rankings this week. This is the first time for this league. I don't believe there's been a power rankings before, but I've been pressured by the New York Times to put out power rankings. They wanted to have a part in it. I'm just saying it because it's not me, right? I don't put them out. Coming in at number 12, I think there's no questions there. LaPorta Potty at 1-10. Though I believe he's going to get a win this week, he's at number 12. There's just no way around it. Jaden Savis versus Tyreek Blinders. This particular one, Jaden Savis, he was running he was running in the same spot pretty much all year, so that's just what it is. You come in at number 11, Jaden Savis. I don't know what to tell you. Tyreek Blinders at number 10, also at 4-7. I mean, records wise, that's matching up. But I don't know if you know, power rankings doesn't always have to do with your record. It has to do with who's hot at the time and who's, you may have a good record, Murray Magic, but if you're starting to dwindle, it's just what it is. Or vice versa. You know what I mean? You start winning, you may jump somebody that has a slightly better record if you're hot at the right time. So my Diggs Hurts coming in at 5-6. You're at number 9. My Diggs Hurts number 9. CD's Nuts. You're coming in at number 8 on the power rankings. Big Decker, after the week you had at 5-6, I'm actually gonna. Here's the thing. You're not going to jump anybody above you. I mean, coming in hot, you're pretty close to T-Law's Little Pits, but he also pulled out a victory this week. He's at 6-5, so number 6 is T-Law's Little Pits. As a matter of fact, guys, the only shakeup's really going to be at the top, and that's where it's at. So Pain in the Bash are going to come in at number 5 in the power rankings. Diddy's Disciples. Guys are going to be shocked by this. Listen, like I said, I don't make the rules or whatever. I don't make this up. I'm just some guy who reports it or whatever. So Diddy's Disciples at number 3. At number 4, we have Packed Full of Love. And, just based on the projections this week, you guys are the same rank. Diddy's Disciples, he's ahead because he scored more points on the year. And that's just what it is. So Diddy's Disciples, you pull it out just for that reason. The difference is you've scored almost 100 more points this year, so the power ranking is pretty accurate with that. So that's why you're at 3, and Packed Full of Love is number 1. And the only variance, it's not a shocker. When you live in the world and people are real high on you like they are on me. What was there? Look at that, man. My bad, guys. Didn't know there was a lamp in the entire video. So anyway, this past week, Murray Magic coming off that loss. Hate to tell you dropped to number 2, and there's just no way around it. You dropped to number 2 because you took a loss, and Tatanka Blanco, he won again. It's not that big a deal. And if you're like, well, what does that mean? Well, in the power rankings, you got beat, you got jumped. Tatanka Blanco, worst record, jumps into number 1. Not a shocker, but Tatanka Blanco has outscored you. Actually, he hasn't outscored you. There's that. Well, that's a weird spot to be in, that you have outscored Tatanka Blanco and he jumps you, but that's basically because you took a loss. I don't want to get into the details. Like I said, I don't make the rankings. Take it up with whoever does it, New York Times, CNN, a bunch of liberal media sources. You know what I mean? You take it up with them. I don't make the rankings. Fox has you pretty low too, so it really doesn't matter what your politics are. So that's it, guys. Thanks for listening in, and love everybody, and we'll catch you next week.